Hi everyone and welcome back to the Sewing Cafe. Today we will be talking about the standard adjustments that we have to do to patterns to make it fit ourselves perfectly.
Yeah, and we have totally different body types, so I think it really shows how you need to adapt a basic pattern, which is basically like ready to wear clothing. So first about our body type, so I'm very short, I'm like 5'2", and which is about 160 centimeters and in metric. And yeah, I'm quite curvy with a bitty tiny waist and rather short legs. Yeah, it sounds like a perfect model, don't you think so?
I'm quite tall, I'm 1 meter 78 centimeters. I don't know how many feet.
Like 6 feet or something.
6 feet?
Huge. You can be an America's Next Top Model like that.
Yeah, then I have to get a bit thinner. So I'm quite tall and I'm pear-shaped, so I have a big butt compared to the rest of my body. But yeah, it's my body. Shake that booty, shake that booty. Okay.
So basically the adaptations I always have to do, and I'll do them like straight on in the first phase, like flat pattern alterations. The one I recently learned about, which would have saved my life like 1,000 times, is low bust adjustment. It never occurred to me that maybe my bust wasn't too full for the pattern, but it was simply too low for the pattern. So what I discovered is if I lower the bust line by 3 centimeters, like ta-da, perfect fitting without having to do an FBA. But sometimes I still need to do an FBA, depends on the pattern. For example, Colette, they draft for a C cup, but our patterns draft for B cups, and then yeah, of course, when you have bigger cups, you need to do an adjustment. Then also, for me, it's also difficult, like small waist, so it never lines up with the top part, and then I need to do like big butt and heavy upper legs adjustments as well. So slashing and spreading the pattern all over.
What I have to do is the bodice is always way too short for me, so I have to make it longer. If I don't do it, it's like I'm wearing an empire waist dress.
Every time.
Every time. Yeah, and then the skirt also becomes like really short. But that problem solves when I just make the bodice longer. Then I have to make it smaller to my waist and then bigger again to my butt, because obviously I'm pear-shaped. So that's what I have to do most of the time. I use the lazy method and just throw it on.
Grade between.
Yeah, grade between the lines. So and that way it's really easy and a really quick fix.
So and do you feel like you have a lot of success with patterns such as Sewaholic, which are basically made for pear shapes, or?
I only made the Renfrew top until now, and I also had to adjust some things, but it was still a bit too big in the waist, but it wasn't that much too big than compared to other patterns, so I'm not...
I'm sort of playing with the idea of making something for like hourglass figures, because usually nowadays like patterns are made for people that are quite straight up and down, while if you look at the sewing world, we have a lot of curvaceous girls which aren't like plus size, but have butt and boobs and a tiny waist, so maybe that's also something interesting to do. So
yeah, it is. Yeah, so it's just nice to have clothes that really fit you perfectly, and it's also nice if you just have to do less adjustments, because even with, especially for pear-shaped, for hourglass-shaped women, you always have to adjust something, because everybody's different, and you won't be the standard size pear in my shape, so you always have to.
I'm always all over the place. Like with Colette, I'm like a 6, a 4, a 12, everything, and then I'm like, oh well. Let's just do a mashup.
And I never do like tags, size tags, so it's fine.
No, I'm like, what's with this? And then it also depends on the ease, of course, how much ease there is in a pattern.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can get away with a smaller size because you like less ease. That's with me is the case. I don't want it to be like too big.
Yeah, me too. I don't like it when it's just like floating around, because I think it doesn't look very flattering if your clothes are just like floating around your body.
Yeah, like with Buddha, that's always the case. They have like 30 centimeters of ease in coats, which is huge. So you really need to adapt it if you don't like it that way. So
mainly, I can't remember the last time I used the Burda, but I do know I once made a bustier dress, like a strapless dress, And I also had to go down like 3 sizes to make it really fitted, that it wouldn't like, but I wouldn't flash my boobs all the time. So.
Yeah, which is like the better thing.
So
basically what we want to do with this short video is to encourage you to do those flat pattern alterations, make a buzzer and be so happy about how great the fit is at first.
And it isn't that hard. It just, you need to try it once and then you'll get the hang of it and you'll do it all the time. And the clothes you made adjustments to, you'll love them so much more than the ones that you didn't do it to. I just noticed how all the time I grab to the clothes that I made after I started doing the alterations, the ones that I made before, some of them I hardly wear anymore because now I'm like, oh damn it, why didn't I do that? It's so nice, but this and this isn't perfect, so it doesn't sit that nice, it doesn't fit that nice around my body. You should really do it. It pays off.
Yeah, and if you're scared, there's a lot of videos. Also in our video about pattern books, we recommend a couple really good books on pattern alterations. Also, there's a lot of videos or sew-alongs where you can really watch how to
just
do all
Google
these
what you need to do, or buy a book, and then you have something that can help you.
So, if you have any good ideas about pattern alterations, or if you have some favorite methods yourself and you want to share, please do in the comments. And
it'd be great.
Yeah,
it would be lovely if you'd let us know something, or if you're now encouraged to make your alterations and your clothes fit perfectly afterwards. It would also be really nice if you would let us know that, like, hey, thanks to you, my clothes fit perfectly now. So that would be nice.
So if you have any questions for another, or topic ideas for another sewing cafe, please inform us and then we'll try to squeeze it in.
Yeah, that would be great. So, and then we'll see you in the next sewing cafe. Bye bye!
Bye bye!